Hey everybody, this is Robert Price from Rob P Sound. Hope all is well. So, piano movements, piano substitutions, and just things like that. That's what we're going to talk about today, okay? I feel like if you can get these type of movements on the piano, I think it'll really help with creativity, okay? And also just taking your sound to another level, all right? So, we'll stay in C sharp, all right? All right. Okay, now it's all about the idea. It's not really about the key. Okay, I like saying that. So the song progression or song choice that I did before was Hallelujah, right? Okay, now the reason I'm choosing this song to work on today is because like this helps you with the main chords. The main chords are like the 1, right, the 4, and the 5. Okay, so if you know how to do your movements, right, over that 4, or you have some movements over the 5, right, you can kind of take your sound to that next level. So get into the 4. So let's get right to it. So we're on the 4. Now, of course, especially in worship, a lot of people do, right? So, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, one substitution that you can do as far as like changing the bass note, aside from just doing this, it's the 2, right? Most of us already know that you can go to the 2 instead of the 4, but it's really about how you get there. So one way you can do it is, especially with the melody being this B flat. So watch this. So you see that? That's actually a really nice way to kind of go to that 2. But I'm still landing on a 4 at first. Okay, a lot of times you can do this 4. So, you know, people do that a lot. I've heard that many times. But instead of just going straight to the 6, right, you can do keep that melody consistent. So, right, or there we go. Okay, so let me show you that. And all right, there we go. So what we're doing, we're playing a major 2, and I'm gonna talk like this because at least you can take it to other keys. All right, so I'm playing a major 2, which is that E flat over the 3. Okay, so you see that's my left hand right there, man. Okay, this is pretty much an E flat major chord in root position. Okay, now watch this. Right, I like this chord right here. Okay, and this is just keeping that melody on top, so I don't take anybody out of, you know, where they are or the atmosphere. You never want to go too far, right? So you want to keep that melody consistent. So here go this chord right here. All right, now for this 2, this is the 6. Okay, and even if I didn't have a bass player, this is probably how I would play the chords anyway, right? And then, right, so now if I did have a bass player, I probably would do something like this. So that's the 3. So you can play it like this. Okay, now you don't have to play all those notes. Sometimes you can just do this. Okay, pretty nice voicing, right? Then so, all right. Same thing in my right hand, just the left hand changed it a little bit. Okay. Now with the left hand, I'm playing this D flat major chord over the 2. As you can see, I changed the melody. It went down to an A flat. Okay. I do that a lot because it doesn't necessarily take away, you know, from what's going on. But if you want to keep that melody on top, you can just play the B flat. Okay. Excuse me. So, all right, now in my left hand, what I'm thinking about is pretty much this F sharp major 7 over the, okay, or a G flat major 7 over the E flat, right? All right, so the way I play it is like this: D flat in my right hand, okay, pretty much. All right, so that's pretty much the first substitution, or I don't know, piano movement, okay. And I still look at that being over the 4, because you could just, you know, So obviously we go to the 2, but still, that's still a nice substitution for the 4. All right, nice little movement, and you don't take away from the atmosphere, okay, or the setting, right? Okay. So that's actually one thing. Now let me also cover the 5 really quick. I actually have a couple of movements over the 5, so I want to do it before I kind of forget. So over the 5, you do have a popular way of doing it. I know like Jason Tyson, you know, there's like a thing where he goes to the 5 and then right, you know, you can do something like that. And that's pretty much when you're on the 5. You can hopefully you know now that you can actually replace the 5 with the 7. Okay, so the 7 and the 5 you can use at any given time. Okay, which is great because now we can look at the 7 as a target note. So if you do that, if you change your mindset to that, then of course you can come up with more possibilities. Okay, because now you can think, okay, how can I get to that 7, opposed to now how can I get to the 5? All right, and that's how you can come up with different progressions. Okay, so watch this. So we got, so we're on the 4, right? We do our little progression. Now one way you can do it is so I'm going from the 2, right, from the 2 to the 5. Now one thing I do over the 2, definitely, this is pretty much to me like this is a E flat 7, right? Okay, I look at this, so over this dominant chord, right, I look at it like a dominant chord. Remember those movements I did in the previous video, right? So if I was doing it, if I was doing this in real time, okay, this is just a little side note type thing. If I was doing, I would do right, and then all right, okay, but that's in the I think the last video or the video before that, okay, about what you can do over dominant chords, and then just put all these ideas together. Okay, so but when you get over the 5, a popular thing you could do, you got 2 things. For me, I do like a, okay, that's how I get to the 7. I'll do a 4, okay, and I'm going to actually cover this more in depth on the site. Okay, the next 2 videos I'm going to be posting are, I think it's going to be like a drop 2 video. I'm going to be covering that, and then just different functions and how you can use the drop 2 voicings and things like that. Then I'm going to cover this, like essential movements, okay? Because if you can get this and get these concepts down in every key, I feel like you're going to be well on your way to pretty much conquering all your, you know, your musical goals, okay? So you're on the 5. So, okay. So the way I do it, so once I get to this F, I come up here sometimes to play the chord, but you don't have to. You can do this, you know, as long as you have that something solid, right? So you can do the G flat, D flat, and G flat again. See that? So I just come back. Watch this. Okay. So you see what I did? Or, I'm glad I caught that. See that? So, okay. Or, you can play the chord. So it's a 4, 1, 7. All right. So, sometimes I roll it up, but this is the chord over the 7. Okay. And this is still playing the same song. Now take these ideas, right, and put it in different songs. So it's not just you know, this one idea. But now you know that when you're on the 4, you can kind of do a progression to the 2. Now when you're on the 5, think about that 7. So here go another way you can get to that 7. Watch this. So, okay. Now, since we're going to the 2, see what I just did? So I went to the 7 and then I walked it down to the 5. So there are endless possibilities. So let me show you that. So you're already on the 2 because you're going from the 2 to the 5. Instead of going to the 5, walk down. So you'll start on that 2, and then you can actually do the 1. So this is what we're doing. Let me show you this little movement. So you're playing a E flat major or a major 2 over the 1. All right. So, and then now I know you guys have heard that, especially in gospel music. Okay. All right. So it'll be, and then you can probably do, okay. So that's where you'll put it. So it's like you'll play, I just play like a dominant E flat, right? And then stay there. Okay. So that's the little movement I'm doing. So come back up, play that B flat, and then, so this is the chord right here. This is my right hand. My left. Okay, you see that? So, let me see. Okay, and then you go to the 2, 1. Now, if you still have some time, you can do this. I love doing that. So you see how I changed that chord over to 5? So you'll have some options. So here we go. We have this. Watch this. Okay. So my left hand, see, it looks like a, all this looks like a diminished chord in a way, right? But so here we go. You have those notes, right? All right, here we go. This is the chord that we're trying to get to right here. Okay. There go those notes right there. But a lot of times I stay on that note. You know, I do that just to, I don't know, it adds to the feel of it, right? Watch this. Okay. And then, so I'm playing pretty much this F major chord over the A. All right. Now, of course, it's all about the feel, but here go the notes. Okay. So far we have. Now, you got 2 options. You can do this as if you're playing, you know, this type of chord over the 5, okay? But since you are still sticking with the melody, you can kind of, you can do that, okay? Sometimes I go for this. Sometimes I just go for A flat sus, okay? So it'll be like, okay? So that's pretty cool. So we got the, yeah, now you can do okay. Okay. Now I want to show you something else over this 5. You know, a lot of times you want to, you know, of course you follow the melody, right? So sometimes let's say your melody over that 5 is on the 7, right? Let's say you're doing it, right? Just like this song. So if this is your melody, you can think like you're in the key of the 5, whatever the 5 is. Let's say you're not in the key of C sharp, but what you want to do, let's say your 5 is, let's say that's first inversion, second inversion, okay? You can do a 7-3-6. So watch this. Let me see. So you see what I did? Okay. So that right there can really add a lot of, I don't know, just a lot more flavor to your playing, okay? And a lot more creativity. So let me show you you know how to do that. Now, so you want to do it in timing. So when I land it, so that's 1, 2, okay. Now, of course, I'm playing as if I have a bass player, but if you don't, I would do something like this. After you land on the 5, you can do this. Okay? That's your 7. Okay? So you see the notes, that's my left hand, that G and F. Just playing an F major chord, okay? Alright. Now, you could do this. So if you don't have a bass player, I would probably do this. Sometimes I just hit the... Okay? So, here we go. I'll probably do that. So if you don't have one, you can play this. This is for your C, okay? Or technically the 3. If we were thinking A flat for this little time right here, you got the 1, 7, 3. So over your 3, you can do this. All right. Okay. So you see that? Now, sometimes I just do this. Okay, so I'll just hit the bass and come up and play the chord. Or you can play this. Nice chord right there. So everybody know that, right? This is an A flat major chord with that tritone. So it'll sound like this. I do this. Okay, so So this right here, a lot of times, I'll be honest, I end up playing this E flat major chord over that F, okay? So although the melody is still there, I'll probably do this, right? And then, because we're getting ready to move, a lot of times I just walk up 6, 7, 1. So I'll hit the chord, and now it's time to, you know, move anyway. So over that, you could do this, just to keep that melody consistent. So you have pretty much like a C minor, right? So, but I grace that F. So this is my left hand, and that's pretty much it, right? So I hope these progressions, you know, they kind of help you just see that you can do, you know, do more than just land on a chord, right? You can land on a chord and then create some movements, okay? Like I said, I'm gonna go more in depth, you know, with more videos, you know, I'm gonna put on the site. Definitely leave in the comments. Let me know what else you want me to work on, okay? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Definitely like the video, okay? And take care.